Hey guys, it's me, Michael Jackson.
No, it's good old Truth Dog. The internet's a favorite dog. Back at it with another video. Today we'll be bringing you. Who's we, Truth Dog? Are you in the Illuminati? Shut up. Stop critically thinking, you asshole. We're going to be talking about Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson or the Michael Jacksons. This is the original Michael Jackson. I think this is before he had any surgery or any major surgery. This is from the Off the Wall era, where he started becoming successful as a solo artist. Of course, this video would be a lot more effective if I were to show you video footage of Michael Jackson, but knowing me, knowing my channel, that stuff's going to be flagged. There he is with his original nose, almost unrecognizable, and his original skin color. But did he have vitiligo? Or was he just replaced as a clone as part of an evil agenda? An evil agenda. Anyway, so that's the original Michael Jackson. Flash forward to Thriller Michael Jackson. And you can see he's already started to have some surgery here. I still believe that this is the same guy. He's just had some work done. And his surgery, his plastic surgery habit was something used against him to justify why he suddenly started looking very different later on. And I believe that Paul Michael was probably put under MK Ultra to get all this surgery done to himself so that they could use that against him later on when they replaced him with a clone. Thriller, one of the biggest, if not the biggest album of all time. Kind of overrated, I mean, obviously it's got some amazing songs on there, but as an album, it's not very coherent. It's pretty uneven too. The first 3 or 4 tracks are just, aside from Want to Be Starting Something, which I think is actually an overrated song. You got some really crappy songs to start the album off with. It only really gets good in the middle, when it has like the 3 best songs ever in a row. But anyway, so there is the real Michael Jackson. You can see the light in his eyes. You can see that he still thinks. You can still see that he has natural stage presence. Michael Jackson, for those who don't know, was killed during, I think it was 1984 during a Pepsi commercial. Let me see if I can bring that up. Actually. Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial. He said he didn't want to do any Pepsi commercials. This is just my theory, but I imagine he found out about what goes into Pepsi or something along those lines, and he said, "I'm not making any more Pepsi commercials." And then they said, "Oh, that's fine, Michael, no worries." "Well, you got his DNA? Yep. Okay, good. Yeah, you don't have to do any more. Okay, we'll kill him." So this is, I guess I should give a trigger warning. It's pretty disturbing stuff. So this is like during the last take, they set him on fire. His head's on fire, burnt through to his skull. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's fucked up. Okay, so I'm trying to put him out, but like you saw, his whole head was on fire. I don't think that people really just come back from that normal. Far out, that's bad. Okay. Later on, the official story, according to Sherry Schreiner, Illuminati Insider, or something along those lines, is that Michael Jackson was blood sacrificed officially at some ceremony. Well, how do you know that, Truth Dog? Were you there? I don't know that. That's what I've heard. That feels true to me. It's all okay, just so everyone knows. When I say things, they're not facts. I'm not saying they're facts. I don't expect anyone to believe me. Okay? My intuition tells me that that's most likely the truth. It might not be. That's for you to decide, just as it was for me to decide whether or not I should say it. Okay? This is the next Michael Jackson. This was the first clone. This was after Michael Jackson died. You can see this thing looks like it's fucking made of rubber. It looks evil. It's not the same guy. It's very... Yeah, you try to find a picture of this version of Michael Jackson, bad, and just so you know, in case you didn't get the joke, bad, because it's a bad Michael Jackson. This is the one that rapes kids, okay? From bad onwards, you're dealing with the pedophile Michael Jackson, the clone, okay? It's inhabited by demons, archons. It has the same mind as Michael Jackson, it has the same memories. In some ways, it has the exact same personality, but it's used to do evil, evil things. Look at it, it's just creepy. The eyes, you can tell, they're dead. It's just creepy looking. Wow, he looks really different there. No, shut up, Truth Dog, you're a shill. It's clearly not Michael Jackson, that's just some guy. I can't believe you're lying to your audience, Truth Dog. Well, everyone unsubscribe. That one looks like it's from the wrong era. Anyway, so there you go. Look at this thing. It almost looks like a woman. And probably one of those tranny clones, as they say. Hey, there's Thriller Jackson, and there's the bad Michael Jackson. Just something else off the top of my head. Look at the color scheme. You got black, red, and white. That's the colors of the devil, Satanism, right? So tell me, cloning doesn't exist. You have to look at that. Look, it even looks like a dick. Just filthy sort of stuff. It's like the scrotum and the pubes. Or maybe those are the testicles, and I don't know. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe we're all sick. Alright, so there you go. That's the first clone, and then here's the second clone, and pretty much the one they went with from here on out. So this is the one from the Dangerous era, Michael Jackson's 1991 album, Dangerous. Oh, and the other thing, the voices, I've pointed this out before, but from Michael Jackson has the same voice in up until Thriller, and then with Bad, he sounds different. It's really, there's no way for me to actually show that. I'm sure I'd get copywritten. You have to listen to the songs yourself. You have to have very high discernment. But you can tell the difference, at least I can, between the voice on Thriller and the voice on Bad. That's why the album wasn't as successful. The clone is never as good. The copy is never as good as the original. It's like that Simpsons episode where there's that fat white guy from the mental institution where Bart meets him and he says, "You're not the real Michael Jackson," and blah, blah, blah. That's like kind of disclosure about how this isn't the real Michael Jackson. They've actually banned that episode too. But anyway, like you can see that this guy didn't have vitiligo or vitiligo or whatever they call it. That's this very, very rare condition where your skin changes pigmentation. That's the official story for why Michael Jackson, the most famous black man in the world, suddenly became the most famous white man in the world. You think, well, maybe there's a little bit of an agenda there? Think that maybe the Illuminati hates black people and they resented the fact that the most famous person in the world was black? So they ruined his image by making him into a white pedophile, right? You can imagine the cognitive dissonance and what do you call it, all the other stuff, all the mind control associated with this kind of thing. And the first single that this creature comes back with, this white version of Michael Jackson, is a song called Black or White, where the lyrics are literally, "It don't matter if you're black or white." Well, I mean, of course you would say that, Michael, you're white now, but that's just a testament to the NPCs in this world. No one questioned it at the time. Everyone just like, "Oh, well, Michael's back. He looks different. Oh, well, let's just be accepting." But yeah, so no, do not critically think, anybody. Please. Please do not think for yourself. There's Brooke Shields, the second Brooke Shields. Actually, that's enough of this Michael Jackson. So this is the pedophile one. So so for me, when I heard Michael Jackson was a pedophile, it didn't make sense to me because in my heart I had the original Michael Jackson who was a victim of pedophilia from his father and brothers and all those fucking scumbags in his family that most likely sold him out to be replaced with this fucking whatever it is and just make money off his name forever. But anyway, Michael Jackson took Brooke Shields to the Grammys. I want to show you the difference between Brooke Shields' original. God, what year was it? 1980. What year was Blue Lagoon? We've got 1980 as a recommended here. That's the original Brooke Shields, okay? So that's what Brooke Shields looks like. Oh man, I don't even have to search it. That's the replacement. See, it's a man. See, it's a tranny version of Brooke Shields. Incredibly pretty young girl. Sound like Michael Jackson here. Look at that. Very, very pretty young girl. That's the original. And then she was with Bob Hope. Bob Hope's a fucking pedophile. Bob Hope most likely killed her, and they just replaced her with a, in my opinion, very, very masculine, sharp jawline. No real feminine, not a lot of fat, natural femininity. That's original. That's the replacement. You can look into this. See, okay, that's the original. Those are all the originals. That's the original. Okay, so look, let's find out. Okay, 1980, she looks pretty good. 1981, she's still looking good. Okay, and when I say good, she looks like a good person. That's what I mean. Okay, so she was Michael Jackson's beard. And that, I think it might be 82 where we got the new and improved version. Okay, yep, there we go. So there you go. Not quite as pretty anymore. And I guess that also ties into the pedophile agenda of like, you know, you want to get them when they're young. You don't want to wait till they're older because then they're no good. That sort of fucking sick mentality, right? But yeah, Brooke Shields is like basically a man from here on out. It just gets worse and worse. Let's go freaking 85. Why not? If you guys can't see the difference, just keep showing that one. If you can't see how much more masculine she got and how it's just a different person, and if you actually can't see that she's far less feminine here, oh my god. Like, pretty girls do not end up looking like that unless they're cloned, and people in society are cloned too. So anyway, that's Brooke Shields. That's Michael Jackson. Let's just go all the way with this. Shields. 1990, so it just gets... Oh, it's not even focusing. But you can see it's just a different jawline. If you don't know what I mean, just go back and look at the other version. There's the original. She's just so soft looking, and then she's so hard looking. So that's the original. That's the clone. She looks like she's making a stupid face all the time or something. But anyway, poor Brooke Shields. Like they say, only the good die young. Anyway, so that's just that's two examples. I'm not going to go overboard because I really just wanted to highlight a real obvious one. Michael Jackson. There's plenty of other fucking obvious clones. Dave Chappelle is obviously cloned. Eminem is obviously cloned. Who else? Okay. Paul McCartney, all the Beatles were cloned. But those guys, they were played by twins. The Beatles were played by twins. Paul McCartney. I feel like I probably should have ended this. Paul McCartney, 1962. There were always two Paul McCartneys. That's the original Paul. That's the original Paul. Okay. There were always two. There was Paul and Billy. There's Billy. That's the Paul we have today. One of the Pauls we have today. What happened is there were always two groups of them. You think that these guys could have done all that touring, all those albums, all those movies, all those interviews, all those TV shows, all those whatever else they had to do, blood sacrifices? You think they could have done all this and not fucking just died of exhaustion? No, it's how they do it. They do that. There's two sets of them, okay? There's two sets of them. Okay. There's two sets. It's very obvious. It's very obvious when you know what to look for. That's Billy. I think they're all Billy there, actually. So that's Paul. He's better looking. That's the original John. There's two Johns. The John that was with Yoko is ugly. That's the fake John. That's Colin. Colin Unwin apparently is his name. When he signed his name John Lennon, you can read the name Colin Unwin in John Lennon's signature. That's the original Paul. See how he looks like he's thinking? He's got a lot of presence. He doesn't look like a doofus like friggin' Billy does. So I'll go Paul McCartney, 1967. This is when all of them were switched with the twins. The twins took over the lead role, and they were also cloned at the same time. So there were always look at this serial killer looking gross dog. That's That's Billy. But they put mustaches on him with Sergeant Pepper. That's Billy. Billy Shears. That's the fake John Lennon. That's the real Paul. That's Billy. That's Billy. That's the real Paul. That's Billy. It's fucking so easy to tell. That's Billy. See the mustache and the stupid hair? I saw this thing. That's Billy. He's got a long head. Why'd you let your face grow long? Some John Lennon. That's Billy. See, he's fucking stupid looking. That's actually probably the clone of Billy, actually. The stupider looking it is. Oh yeah, you know, I actually am Paul McCartney. You know, fucking fuck off. It's Billy. So, 67. That's when they were all replaced. I can go into greater detail if people want to see this. Look at this. That's ugly John Lennon. That's Fond Lennon. Fake long John Lennon. Look at the fake hair. That's a fake wig. Okay. So, there you go. That's fake Paul McCartney. What else are I going to do? Yeah, I mean, I can do a whole video about this if you want. But the Beatles were used for multiple evil things. They were actually, in 1966, they were all replaced because they were very outspoken about the Vietnam War. And they had obviously a lot of influence. They're the biggest stars in the world. They wanted to publicly protest the Vietnam War. And of course, management Illuminati was not going to have that. Naughty, naughty guys. The twins, they kept the twins on and they replaced the twins. I have a theory that when people have twins, when people are twins, there's a good one and a bad one. They've always said that. And you can see from the start that there were good and bad Beatles, even before they were cloned. Maybe they were cloned from the start. Maybe there were more than two of each of them. But anyway, so that's just a little bit of something there. And like I said, yeah, they were used, in 1967, they were used to promote LSD to school children. That's why this clown, this Billy Shears, appears on the news saying, like, it's so stupid. The news reporter just walks up to him. Oh, there's Paul McCartney in his backyard. I happen to have a film crew with me. Let's interview him. Paul, you're doing LSD. Are you okay if we interview? Yeah, that's fine, actually. Blah, blah, blah. So you like doing LSD, huh? Yeah, I do, and I encourage everyone to try it. Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely fucking absurd. They got everyone on LSD, which was by design because it made everyone gave them the minds of children so that it was even easier to get away with the Vietnam War, because rather than alert, critically thinking masses, you had a bunch of drugged out stoned hippies who were throwing flowers at cops instead of doing any meaningful protest. It's all by design. The peace and love movement was a big hoax. Like all big movements, they're just like bowel movements. They stink. What else? Yeah, so, you know, the Beatles are just used for a lot of evil. Good music, though. Good music. Anyway, so I don't know how convincing that is. Maybe I should have ended it there, but I researched this stuff for years. There's definitely more than one. And as far as you meant to get is, oh, Paul McCartney was replaced. Paul McCartney's the only one they replaced. Yeah, the fuck right. All of them were. Every single fucking one of them. With clones. Obedient fucking clones. Okay. That's the video. Hope you had a good one. Hope you have a good one. Hope you learned something. Hope you don't give me too much shit for this one. Okay. Oh yeah, and they replaced Bob Dylan too in 1966. That's pretty obvious too. But fucking do your own research once. Truth dog out. Woof woof!